Hello, I'm Farouk Boussar, otherwise known as Freddie Mercury. I was born on September 5th, 1946, Zanzibar. I grew up in Stone Town. My parents were Bami and Jur Boussar. In 1952, my sister Kashamari was born. When I was 8, I was sent to St. Peter's boarding school to learn piano. I am famous for being the lead singer and songwriter of Queen. Another thing I was famous for was my teeth. I had 4 extra teeth so I could sing very high and very low. You may remember me saying, I always knew I was a star. Now the rest of the world seems to agree with me. I won't be a star, I will be a legend. I like to be surrounded by splendid things. You may not know this about me, but I was a baggage handler at an airport. I admired Jimi Hendrix and I was taught dance. I broke up from Queen in 1988. I love cats and my favorite color is yellow. My favorite food is Chinese ribs. I died in 1991 because of AIDS at the age of 45.
Hello, my name is Michael Jordan. I was born in 1963, February 17th, Brooklyn, New York. I grew up in Washington, D.C. and played for the Washington Wizards. I am famous for I can make over 30 shots a game and won 6 championship games. You may remember me saying, I've never been afraid to fail. I've never been the best player in the world, but I am good at playing basketball. You may not know about me. I've won MVP more than 2 times. I can make dunks from the free throw line and plays for the USA Dream Team basketball. Still alive playing basketball, Michael Jordan.
Hello, my name is Bethany Hamilton. I was born on February 8th, 1990 in Hawaii. I grew up in Hawaii with my 2 brothers, Noah and Timothy. I started surfing when I was 7 and got my first sponsorship when I was 9. I am famous for surviving a shark attack at age 13, losing more than 60% of my blood. You may remember me saying, strive to find things to be thankful for and just look for the good in who you are. You may not know this about me. I got 3rd place in Amazing Race in 2014. Also, Barack Obama invited me to speak at the National Prayer Breakfast. I am currently 31 years old and live in Kauai with my 3 kids, Tobias and Wesley, and my newborn son, Micah, and my husband, Adam Durkis.
Hello, my name is Susan B. Anthony. I was born on February 15th, 1820, in Adams, Massachusetts. I grew up there too. I was the second of 7 children. I am famous for giving women the right to vote. You may remember me saying failure is impossible, and I also said I distrust those people who know so well. You may not know this about me. I organized the Seneca Falls Convention, and I also have a coin about me. I celebrated my 80th birthday in the White House at the invitation of President William McKinley. I also celebrated my 86th birthday at Washington, D.C. I died on March 13th, 1906, when I was 86 in Rochester, New York. I died because of heart failure and pneumonia.
Hello, my name is Harriet Tubman. I was born in Dorchester County, Maryland. I grew up on a plantation. I am famous for helping slaves gain their freedom as conductor of the Underground Railroad. You may remember me say, Lord, I am going to hold steady onto you, and you've got to see me through. You may not know this about me. My nickname was Minty. I also never lost a slave that I was helping to escape. I died on March 10th, 1913 in Auburn, New York.
Hello, my name is Sally Wright. I was born on May 26, 1951 in Encino, California. I grew up in Encino, California too. My sister said, keep following your dreams. When I was 10 years old, I started to play tennis and got a scholarship to Westlake School. I am famous for being the first American woman and youngest person to be in space. You may not remember me saying, stars don't look bigger, they look brighter. I took a break from college to start a tennis career. I ranked in the top 20 national junior tennis circuit. I dreamed of being a professional tennis player. And then I saw in the newspaper that I could get a chance of being an astronaut. Then NASA chose me out of 8,000 applications. I died on June 23, 2012 of pancreatic cancer.
Hello, my name is Queen Elizabeth. I was born on 1926, April 21st, Bruton Street, London. My sister and I worked in the army for nursing. I was famous for being Queen of London, best known for my moral support to the British people and my longevity. You may remember me saying I have to be seen to be believed. You may not know this about me. I'm the only person in the United Kingdom allowed to drive without a license. I learned I was the first person in the Commonwealth to receive a life-saving award. I am certainly still in London. I'm still Queen of London. My favorite animals are corgis and horses. I have 4 children, Prince Charles, Prince Andrew, Princess Annie, and Prince Edward.
Hello, my name is Helen Keller. I was born on June 27, 1880. When I was 9 months old, I got scarlet fever and became deaf and blind. I grew up in Tuscan, Alabama. This lady named Anne Sullivan came and helped me speak and learn English. I am famous for writing, lectures, and crusader for the handicapped. You may remember me saying, faith is a strength by which a shattered world shall emerge into the light. You may not know this about me, but I wrote 12 books when I was deaf and blind. And I was in the movie Miracle Worker. I died on June 1st, 1968, in my sleep just a few days away from my 88th birthday in Eastern Connecticut at the age of 87.
Hello, my name is Elizabeth Blackwell. I was born on February 3rd, Bristol, England, 1821. I grew up in Bristol, England. Then I moved to the United States when I was 11. I moved to New York, then to Jersey City, and to Cincinnati, Ohio. I am famous for the first woman to get a medical degree. You may remember me saying I must have something to engross my thoughts, some objects in life which will fill this vacuum and prevent this sad wearing away of the heart. You may not know this about me. My first job was a teacher. I died May 31st, Hastings, United Kingdom, when I was 89 years old.
Hello, my name is Emily A. Hart. I was born on July 24th, 1897. I'm famous for being the first woman to fly across the Atlantic solo. I had a sister named Grace, and my dad was a lawyer. You may remember me saying, when you try hard enough, it might come true.
Hello, my name is Walt Disney. I was born on December 5th, 1901. I grew up in Kansas City, Missouri. I'm famous for making Disney movies, Mickey Mouse, and Disneyland. You may remember me saying, if you can dream it, you can do it. You may not know this about me. I came from humble beginnings. I died on December 15th, 1966 from lung cancer in Los Angeles, California.
Hello, my name is Sylvia Rivera. I was born on June 2nd, 1951. I grew up in New York City without parents and was raised by my grandmother, but later in life abandoned. I am famous for being a trans rights activist and for making a group called STAR, which stands for Street Transvestite Action Revolutionaries. You may remember me saying, we have to be visible, we shouldn't be ashamed of who we are. You may not know this about me, but I've protested for more than 30 years for my community, and I have a street named after me. But I also used to be a boy. I died in 2002 at the age of 50 due to liver cancer.
Hello, my name is Queen Victoria. I was born on 1819 in the Kensington Palace. I grew up in the United Kingdom. My father died when I was 8 months old. I'm fascinated by history and excellent at learning new languages. I'm famous for being Queen of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland. I was the longest regent monarch in Ireland and Britain. You may remember me saying, we are not interested in defeat, they do not exist. You may not know this about me, but I proposed to my husband because he couldn't propose to me. I died on January 24th, 1901. My favorite colors are orange and yellow. I had 9 children. Their names are Edward VII, Princess Victoria, Princess Alice, Prince Leopold, Princess Beatrice, Alfred, Duke, Princess Louise, Princess Arthur, Princess Helena.
Hello, my name is Elizabeth Grinscomb, also known as Betsy Ross. I was born on January 1st, 1752 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I grew up in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I was the 8th out of 17 and I started going to sewing school when I was 3. I am famous for making and designing the first U.S. flag. You may not know this about me, but I was married to George Washington, the first president, and I am a Capricorn. You may remember me saying I am not certain if I can, but I'll gladly try. I died on January 30th, 1836.
Hello, my name is Taylor Allison Swift. I was born on December 13th, 1989 in West Reading, Pennsylvania. I grew up on a Christmas tree farm in a town of Wyomissing, Pennsylvania called Pine Ridge Farm. I'm famous for being an American pop and country music singer. I won 10 Grammy Awards, 8 ACM Awards, and 23 AMA Awards. You may remember me saying, just be yourself, there is no one better. You may not know this about me. I won my first Album of the Year Grammy at only 20 years old. I am currently spending time what I do best, which is singing and songwriting and being a cat mom to Olivia Benson and Meredith.
Hi, my name is Donald Trump. I was born on June 14th, 1946 in Queens, New York. I grew up in the city of Queens, New York. I was very energetic as a kid and got in a lot of trouble at school. And in the 1950s, my parents became wealthy because of their real estate business. I am famous for my reality show, The Apprentice, and being part of my parents' real estate company. I even built my own tower called the Trump Tower. Also, from the money I made, I became a billionaire. I am also famous for being the 45th president. You may remember me saying, as long as you're going to be thinking, anyway, think big. or sometimes your best investments are the ones you don't make. Also, sometimes by losing a battle, you find a way to win the war. You may not know this about me, but I'm a huge fan of WWE, and I'm friends with the owner of WWE. I'm currently 74 years old and living in Palm Beach, Florida.
Hello, my name is Harry Houdini. I was born on March 24th, 1874 in Budapest, Hungary. I grew up in Appleton, Wisconsin, then later moved to New York City with my father. I shined shoes, joined a circus, and worked for the local locksmith. I'm famous for being an escape artist and for escaping handcuffs, straitjackets, and locked containers. You may remember me saying, "It is still an open question, however, as to what extent exposure really injures a performer." You may not know this about me. I did 3 sports, swimming, boxing, and track. I also got a lot of medals in track. I died on October 31st, 1926 from a burst appendix.
Hi, my name is Naomi Osaka. My parents are Leonard Francois and Tamaki Osaka. I was born on October 16th, 1997 in Chu Ward, Osaka, Japan. My mother is Japanese and my father is Haitian. I grew up in Japan until I was 3 years old. Then I moved to the U.S. and I also started playing tennis. I was at Alden Terrace High School and Broward Virtual High School. I haven't gone to college yet. I'm famous for winning 4 Grand Slam titles and 4 awards, also playing for Japan instead of for the U.S. Olympics. You may remember me saying, "Believe in yourself, be persistent, and don't let anyone break your confidence." You may not know this about me, but I'm the highest paid female at $37.4 million. When I was 13, my father decided I would play for the Japan instead of the U.S. I'm currently 23 years old and I have a boyfriend.
Hello, my name is Neil Armstrong. I was born on August 5th, 1930 in Wapakoneta, Ohio. I grew up in Wapakoneta, Ohio in a 3-bedroom house on 601 West Benton Street, and I also have 2 siblings. I am famous for being the first man on the moon and being awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom. You may remember me saying, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind," and mystery creates wonder, and wonder is the basis of man's desire to understand. You may not know this about me. I flew 78 combat missions during the Korean War, and I also built model airplanes in my garage. I died on August 25th, 2012, at the age of 82 from cardiovascular procedures.
Hello, my name is Jenny Finch. I was born on September 3rd, 1980. I grew up in La Mirada, California with 2 older brothers, Shane and Landon. I played catch every night so I'd get better and better at softball. I am famous for being one of the most well-known softball players of all time. I first earned attention as an All-American softball player for the University of Arizona Wildcats, where I also served as a first baseman, and I earned 60 consecutive wins over 3 seasons. That's an NCAA record for a pitcher. In 2004, I helped the USA team get gold in Athens. In 2008, I helped the USA team get silver in Beijing. You may remember me saying my dad drilled it into my head. You know, if you want something bad enough and you're willing to take sacrifices, you can do it, but first you have to believe in yourself. I am still alive and I have 3 kids, Ace, Paisley, and Diesel. I am currently 40 years old and I have just retired from playing softball. I am involved in charities such as End Play to tackle childhood obesity in America and Project Hot Shots, which sends out backpacks to kids in needy communities, and a lot more charities.
Hello, my name is J.K. Berlin. I was born on July 31st, 1965 at Yates General Hospital. I grew up in Gloucester, England. When I was 2 years old, my sister was born. We called her Di. Soon, I was 5 years old. I wrote my first book. It was about my little sister. I'm famous for writing beloved children's books, which were then turned into movies, which were known as Harry Potter. As a result, I have received many awards, including Children's Book of the Year in the late 1990s. You may remember me saying, it's our choices that show what we truly are, far more than our abilities. You may not know this about me, but when I wrote about Harry Potter's parents passing away, my mother had just passed after a decade of fighting against MS. I was very sad. I'm currently writing The Christmas Pig. It's going to be published October 12, 2021.
Hello, my name is Laura Ingalls Wilder. I was born on February 7, 1867, near Pepin, Wisconsin. I grew up in many places, but 2 years after I was born, I moved to Osage Diminished Reserve in Indian Territory in Kansas. I'm famous for writing my Little House series of 8 books about my life on the frontier. You may remember me saying, it's the sweet, simple things of life, which are the real ones after all. You may not know this about me, but I had diabetes. I was distantly related to President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and I moved a lot throughout my life. I died on February 10th, 1957, in Mansfield, Missouri, in my sleep, 3 days after coming home from the hospital at the age of 90.
Hello, my name is Deacon Jones. I was born on 1938, December 9, in my mom and dad's house in Enderville, Florida. I grew up in Eatonville, Florida. I attended Harngford High School, and I played football, basketball, and baseball. I lived in a 4-bedroom house with 10 people. My mom and dad had 14 kids, and 6 died in birth. I got in fights with Orlando kids and Winter Park kids. I am famous for playing NFL football. I got the 3rd most sacks in a career. I played for the Rams. My wife, Elizabeth, is a chief federal officer. You may remember me saying anything is possible as long as we believe in each other and always stick together. You may not know this about me. I am a rhythm and blues singer and performed on the Merv Griffin show and sang on stage with Ray Charles. I died on June 3rd, 2013 at the age of 74 in Anaheim Hills, California from lung cancer and heart disease.
Hello, my name is Nellie Bly. I was born on May 5th, 1864. My mom was Mary Jane Cochran, and my dad was Mitchell Cochran. I grew up in Cochran Mills, Pennsylvania. When I was younger, I went to school from preschool to 8th grade, then moved to New York. I am famous for pretending to be crazy to go to a madhouse. I brought a journal to write in about how bad it was, then gave it to the government, and they shut down the place. You may remember me saying, it is only after one is in trouble that one realizes how little sympathy and kindness there are in the world. You may not know this about me, but I went around the world in 72 days without stopping. I pretended to be crazy to go in a madhouse because I wanted to find out how bad it was there. I died on January 27th, 1922 at the age of 57 because of pneumonia.
Hello, my name is Jim Thorpe. I was born on May 28, 1887 in Prague, Oklahoma. I grew up on the Sauk and Fox Indian Territory. I went to the Carlisle Boarding School for Native Americans. I'm famous for being talented at many sports. You may remember me saying this, I'll give them the hip and I'll take it away. You may not remember me saying this, me saying this. I won both the pentathlon and the decathlon in the Olympics. I died on March 28, 1953.
Hello, my name is Mother Teresa. I was born on August 27, 1910 in Skopje, Macedonia. My first name was Agnes Ganja Boyaju. I am one of 3 children. When I was 12, I felt a calling to become a nun. I love reading and learning about saints. I grew up in Skopje, Macedonia, where I was born. I went to school at Laurel Abbey, Rathfarnham. When I was 18, I went to Ireland to become a nun. I am famous for helping the poorest of poor. I'm also called the Saint of the Gutters. I have won the Nobel Peace Prize and Pope John XXIII Prize. I started the Missionaries of Charity. When I started there were only 13 of us, but now there are over 4,000. I also turned an abandoned building into a place for the poor called Nirmal Hirde, meaning place of pure heart. You may remember me saying, the biggest disease today is not leprosy or tuberculosis, but rather the feeling of being unwanted. Or, many people mistake our work for our vocation. Our vocation is the love of Jesus. You may not know this about me, that I had 2 heart attacks and survived both. I never saw my mother or sister after leaving to become a missionary. I was baptized on the same day I was born, and I have an airport named after me. I died on September 5th, 1997 in Kolkata, India, when I was 87 years old from a cardiac arrest.
Hello, my name is Rosa Parks. I was born on February 4th, 1913 in Detroit, Michigan. I grew up in Pine Level, Detroit, Michigan. I was there homeschooled until the age of 11. Then I attended a public school. I am most famous for being the mother of civil rights. I also played the leading role in mobilizing people to support Recy Taylor. I served as a secretary to Montgomery Division of NAACP. Along with that, I was inducted into the Michigan Women's Hall of Fame. I co-founded the Rosa and Raymond Parks Institute for Self-Development. I am considered one of the most influenced figures of the 20th century. You may remember me saying, God has given me the strength to say what is right. You may not know this about me, but I was not the first African American to be arrested for refusing to yield my seat on the bus. I was a civil rights activist before my arrest. I died on October 24th, 2005 in Detroit, Michigan.
My name is Florence Nightingale. I was born on May 12, 1820. I grew up in Florence, Italy. I had a younger sister and I was a part of a British clan. My mother hailed from a family of merchants. My father's name was William Nightingale. My mother's name was Frances Nightingale. I am famous for publishing a book to spread my ideas of options on Reinform. The book's name, Notes on Nursing. I was awarded the Royal Red Cross by Queen Victoria in 1883. I also wrote 1,000-page report and gave it to the Royal Commissioner and helped matters affecting the health and efficiency in the hospital administration of the British Army. I also became the First Lady awarded the Order of Merit in 1907. You may remember me saying, women have no sympathy. My experience is almost as large as Europe. You may not know this about me, but I have my own museum. And also, my birthday is International Nursing Day. My nickname is Lady with the Lamp. I inspired a famous poem. I also struggled with illness for much of my life. I died at age 90 on August 13, 1910 from heart failure.
Hello, my name is Dan Gable. I was born October 25th, 1948 in Waterloo, Iowa. I grew up there as well. I played lots of sports and fished, although wrestling was my main sport. While I was fishing at age 15, my sister was murdered. This helped teach me mental toughness. I'm famous for wrestling and being a wrestling head coach. My college and high school record being 181-1, and I won an Olympic gold medal in wrestling too. I coached the team, the Hawkeyes. We won 9 national championships in a row. You may remember me saying I won 181 matches, lost 1, then got good. I said this or I lost to Larry Owens. You may not know this about me, but I swam before I wrestled. I received a Presidential Medal Award of Freedom, and I'm in 3 movies, The Last Champion, The Wrestler, and Catch Sold Not Taken. I've also written many books, including A Wrestling Life and A Wrestling Life 2. I'm currently 72 years old and still work out.
Hello, my name is Pocahontas. No one knows what year I was born exactly, either 1595 or 1596. I grew up in Jamestown, Virginia. I'm famous for helping the English when they came to Jamestown and saving John Smith from my father. You may remember me saying, "Listen with your heart, you will understand." And what I love most about rivers is that you can't step in the same river twice. You may not know this about me, but my dad has many wives. And my zodiac sign is Sagittarius. Me and my son were kidnapped, but we got saved, and my husband was murdered. I died on March 21st, 1617.
Hello, my name is Bob Ross. I was born on October 29, 1942 in Daytona, Florida. I grew up in Orlando, Florida. I had a younger brother named Jim. I'm famous for my paintings and my television show, The Joy of Painting. I also won 3 Emmy Awards. You may remember me saying there are no mistakes, only happy accidents, or just beat the devil out of it. You may not know this about me, but I lost my left index finger while working as a carpenter. I rarely painted people, and I used to paint on pans. I used to be quite the yeller as well. I died on July 4th, 1995 by lymphoma.
Hello, my name is Princess Diana. I was born on July 1st, 1961 in Norfolk, England. I grew up in Sandringham, United Kingdom, and enjoyed ballet, diving, skiing, and swimming. My parents got a divorce in 1967. I was scared of the dark and worried about favoriting one parent over the other. I went to boarding school when I was 10 and won the award for taking best care of my pet. I am famous for my kindness and working with over 100 charities. You may remember me saying, I don't go by the rule book, I lead with my heart and not my head. I broke many rules, like buying my own engagement ring and having my kids in a hospital. You may not know this about me, but my favorite color is hot pink. My engagement ring was $30,000, and before I married Prince Charles, my sister dated him. I am buried on an island called Athrope in England and died on August 31st, 1991 at the age of 36 from a car crash in Paris, France.
Hello, my name is Adam Thielen. I was born on August 22nd, 1990. I grew up in Detroit Lakes, Minnesota, and I also played 4 different sports: football, basketball, baseball, and golf. I'm famous for being a professional football player, playing with the Minnesota Vikings as a wide receiver, and I also played golf and won a 2A state championship. You may remember me saying it doesn't matter what happened this season or what happened last play, there's always an opportunity to make the last play. You may not know this about me, but I made the Thielen Foundation in 2018 to help serve, educate, and inspire those in need. I'm currently still alive and I play for the Minnesota Vikings as a wide receiver.
Hi, my name is Clara Barton. I was born on December 25th, 1821. I grew up in Oxford, Massachusetts. I was the youngest in my family, so everyone told me what to do. I am famous for being the founder of the Red Cross and speaking for women's rights. You may remember me saying, I may be compelled to face danger, but I never fear it. And while our soldiers can stand and fight, I can stand and take care of them. You may not know this about me, but I got paid as much as men, which is a lot of money. I also got nicknamed Angel of the Battlefield because I helped people in the war. I died on April 12th at
age of 90 from pneumonia, year of 1912.
Hello, my name is Eleanor Roosevelt. I was born on October 11th in 1884 in New York City. I grew up in New York City. I became an orphan by age 8. My mother died of diphtheria. I am famous for expanding roles for women in the workplace. I received 48 honorary degrees during my life. You may remember me saying, "We stand today at the threshold of a great event, both in the life of the United States and in the life of mankind." You may not know this about me, but I had 5 children: Anna Roosevelt Halstead, Franklin Delano Roosevelt Jr., Elliott Roosevelt, James Roosevelt, John Aspen Roosevelt. I also married my 5th cousin, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. I died on November 7th, 1962 at the age of 78 of tuberculosis.
Hello, my name is Annie Solon. I was born on April 14, 1866 in Feeding Hills. I grew up in Massachusetts. My parents were very poor. When I was 8, my mom died. I am famous for being the teacher to Helen Keller. I taught her to read, write, and minimally speak. You may remember me saying, "Keep on beginning and failing. Each time you fail, start all over again, and you will grow stronger until you have accomplished your purpose, not the one you begin with, perhaps, but one you'll be glad to remember." You may not know this about me. My nickname is Annie. Mark Twain was the first person to call me miraculous worker. I died on October 15 in 1936, age of 70, after falling into a coma from a pulmonary thrombosis, with Helen Keller holding my hand.
Hello, my name is Kobe Bryant. I was born on August 23rd, 1978 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I grew up in Philadelphia. When I was 6, my father left the NBA and moved our family in Italy to continue playing professional basketball. I am famous for being a superstar at basketball and being the greatest basketball player in the world. You may remember me saying, "If you're afraid to fail, then you're probably going to fail." You may not know this about me. I was named after the Japan steak, and I was the youngest player to start in the NBA. I died at the age of 41 on January 26, 2020 in a helicopter crash in Calabasas, California.
Hello, my name is Soyeon Yi. I was born on June 2nd, 1971 in Gwangju, and I grew up on a small farm town. My parents are Yi Gil-soo, is my father. My mother is Jong Jim-soon. I study at Gwangju Science High School. I am famous for being the first female Korean citizen astronaut in space. I was in space for 10 days and 21 hours. And I spent 9 days carrying out experiments and medical tests in space. You may remember me saying, on Earth men are seen as superior because of their physical strength, but that means nothing in space where there is no gravity. You may not know this about me, but I have resigned being an astronaut for personal reasons. I am currently alive at age of 43, I am still a science engineer.
Hello, my name is Barack Hussein Obama. I was born on August 4th, 1961 in Honolulu, Hawaii. I grew up mostly with my grandparents while my mother attended the University of Hawaii at Manoa. I am famous for ordering the capture and killing of Osama bin Laden and being the first African American president. I was also the 44th president. You may remember me saying, "Let us remember we are all part of one American family. We are united in common values, and that includes belief in equality." You may not know this about me, but I was the first African American president to win the Nobel Peace Prize. I am currently having a tour of Europe for work and pleasure, and even stopping at the Kensington Palace.
Hello, my name is Akira Toriyama. I was born on April 5th, 1955 in Japan. I grew up in Japan with my parents and my older sister named Uzara. My father owned an auto repair business. I am famous for making the manga Dragon Ball, Wonder Island, and more. You may remember me saying, "Too much fantasy loses reality. Too much hope may seem somehow empty." You may not know this about me. I was inspired to make manga by Disney movies during my childhood. I'm currently 66 years old working on making Dragon Ball Super Season 2.
Hello, my name is Annalise Mary Frank, but people call me Anne Frank. I was born on June 12, 1929 in Frankfurt, Germany. I am famous for writing things like how I feel, if I was happy or if I was sad, or just my emotions. I'm also famous for hiding in the annex for such a long time. The annex was a very small closet. I hid in the annex because my family was Jewish, and the Germans who lived there hated the Jewish, so the Germans killed them. I wrote a lot when we were in the war. There's only one rule you need to remember, and it's laugh at everything and forget everybody else. It might sound egotistical, but it's actually the only cure for those who are suffering from self-pity. Those who have courage and faith shall never perish in misery. I call my diary a kitty. I like to believe my diary is more of a little person than a diary. I died on March 1945 because I had a disease called typhus.
Hello, my name is Albert Einstein. I was born on March 14, 1879, Ulm, Germany. I am famous for winning the Nobel Prize for Physics and discovery of the photoelectrical effect. You may remember me saying, "In the middle of difficulty lays opportunity." You may not know this about me, but I was declared a spy. Hitler put a death warrant on me. I died on April 18, 1955 of a abdominal urtical and aneurysm. I was in Princeton, New Jersey.
Hello, my name is Jane Goodall. I was born on April 3rd, 1934. I grew up in Hampstead, United Kingdom. As a kid, I loved outside. I am famous for studying chimpanzees, and I am an English anthologist. You may remember me saying I like some people more than some chimpanzees, and I like some chimpanzees more than some people. You may not know this about me, but I did not like school as a kid, and my dad is a race car driver, and my mom is an author. I am currently in my house because of COVID.
Hello, my name is James Naismith. I was born in November 6, 1861, Almond, Mississippi, Canada. In Almond, Toronto, Canada, I went to school at International Young Men's
Kristen. Training school. I am famous for inventing basketball. You remember me saying, be strong in body, clean in mind, lofty in ideals. You may not know this about me, but I never had a middle name, and I worked as a athlete director. I died on November 28th, 1939, Lawrence, Kansas, when I was 78.
Hello, my name is Elon Musk. I was born on June 28th, 1971 in South Africa. I grew up in Pretoria, South Africa. My parents got divorced when I was 10. Also, when I was 10, I taught myself how to program. When I was 12, I sold my first game. I was bullied until I was 15. I am famous for creating the car company Tesla and the company SpaceX. I am also considered one of the world's most powerful people. You may remember me saying, great companies are built on great products. You may not know this about me, but I have 5 kids. I could be the world's first trillionaire by 2025. I am currently developing a new type of transportation system called the Hyperloop.
Hi, my name is Michael Jackson, and I was born on 1958 in Gary, Indiana, with 12 siblings, and my brothers and I started a band called the Jackson 5. I am famous for the moonwalk, marrying Lisa Mary Presley, the Jackson 5. You may remember me saying, I will never stop helping and loving people the way Jesus said to. You may not know this about me, but I have 3 children. I died on June 25th, 2009 from a drug overdose.
Hello, my name is Norma Jean Mortensen, also known as Marilyn Monroe. I was born on June 1st, 1926 in Los Angeles, California. I grew up in many different foster homes in Los Angeles. I also lived a disrupted, loveless childhood. I am famous for becoming a photographer's model, and in 1946 I signed a contract with 20th Century Fox, making my screen name Marilyn Monroe. After signing the contract, I became an actress. You may remember me saying fears are stupid, so are regrets. You may not know this about me, but although I sang diamonds are a girl's best friend, I don't like diamonds. The only thing I like are pearls on string and a diamond ring for my second husband. I died on August 5th, 1962 at the age of 36 in Los Angeles, California from a drug overdose.
Hello, my name is Elizabeth Katie Staten. I was born on November 12, 1815 in Johnstown, New York. I grew up in the finest house in Johnstown, New York. When I was 11 years old, my only brother, Elzer, died. I am famous for when I was an American leader for the women's rights movement and changed the laws that women had in America. You may remember me saying that the memory of my own suffering has prevented me from ever shadowing one young soul with the supervision of Kristen Reelgon. You may not know this about me. I became president of the National Women's Rights Suffrage Association, which I and Susan B. Anthony created to represent of the movement in May 1869. I died on October 26, 1902 from a heart failure in New York City at the age of 86.
Hello, my name is Cleopatra. I was born in 69 BCE in Alexandria, Egypt.
I grew up in the Palace of Alexandria, Egypt. I am famous for being the last Egyptian ruler, and I influenced Roman politics at crucial period and was especially known for relationships with Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. You may remember me saying, "Fool, don't you see now that I could have poisoned you 100 times had I been able to live without you?" You may not know this about me, but I had a hand in 3 of my siblings' deaths. Also, I became queen when I was 18 years old. I died in 30 BCE by allowing an asp, a type of poisonous snake, to bite me at age 39.
Hello, my name is Jennifer Lawrence. I was born on August 15th, 1990 in Indian Hills, Kentucky. I grew up in Louisville, Kentucky. I have 2 older brothers named Ben and Blaine. I went to Cameron Middle School. I'm famous for my excellent movies and wonderful awards. I'm also famous for my talent in acting. Some of my biggest hits are the Hunger Games series, the X-Men series, and Joy. Some of the awards I've won is an Academy Award, a BAFTA Award, and a Saturn Award. You may remember me saying, teenagers only have to focus on themselves. It's not until we get older that we realize other people exist. You may not know this about me, but Prince Harry had a huge crush on me, but I rejected him. Another thing is that I almost played Isabella Swan in Twilight, but Kristen Stewart got the role instead. I'm currently living in New York City with my fiance, Cook Marani.
Hello, my name is Dwight Eisenhower. I was born on October 14th, 1890, in Denison, Texas. I grew up the third of 7 boys in my family. After I graduated Abilene High School, I joined my father and my uncle at the local Springs Creamery. I am famous for being the 34th U.S. President and how I treated the citizens of America. You may remember me saying, "I hate war as only a soldier who has lived it can, who has seen its brutality, its futility, its stupidity." You may not know this about me, but I was the commander in World War II, and I won the presidency twice on the back of national adoration, and for my leadership, and for as the commander in the Army. I died in 1969. I had my first heart attack in 1955, and I had several additional heart attacks.
Hello, I was a scientist. My name is Mary Curie. I was born on November 7th, 1876. I grew up in Warsaw, Poland, and I was the youngest of 5 children. I am famous for being the first person to ever win 2 Nobel Peace Prizes. I also discovered the 2 elements, polonium, named after my home country, and radium. You may remember me saying, "Life is not easy for any of us, but what of that? We must have all perseverance and all above confidence in ourselves. We must believe that this thing must be attained." You may not know this about me. I was a hero in World War I because I discovered radiology, and later doctors found out that what I discovered could help cure cancer. I died July 4th, 1934 at the age of 63 because I got anaplastic pneumoma and blood disease because a large amount exposure of radiation.
Hello, my name is Madam Cedar Walker. I was born on December 23rd, 1867. I grew up in Delta, Louisiana. My parents died when I was 7, so I grew up as a slave with my sister. I am famous for being the first black woman and a millionaire in America, thanks to my homemade line of hair care products for black women. You may not remember me saying, "Don't sit down and wait for the opportunities. Get up and make them." You may not know this about me, but I got my idea for creating my hair care product as a result of teaming up with African-American businesswoman Annie Turnbull Malone. Annie's product, the Wonderful Hair Grower, helped me with my own hair. I was also able to build a large mansion in New York in 1904 after all my success. I died on May 25th, 1919 at the age of 51 of hibernation.
Hi, I'm Mia Hamm. I was born on 1972 in Samalala, Alabama. My father, Bill, was a pilot in the U.S. Air Force. My mother, Stephanie, is a ballerina. I am famous for winning Olympic gold medal and being the youngest ever member of the U.S. women's national team. And you may remember me saying, follow your heart and make it your decision. You may not know this about me, but I am married and have 2 twin girls. I am currently with my husband in California, raising my twin daughters.
Hi, my name is Yo-Yo Ma, and I was born on October 7, 1955 in Paris, France. I grew up in Paris, France, and in New York in America, living in a small apartment, and I started playing the cello at age 4. I'm famous for playing the cello and winning many awards, like 18 Grammy Awards, and being awarded the National Medal of Arts. You may remember me saying, I think that peace, in many ways, is a precondition of joy. I'm currently living with my wife, Jill Horner, and with my son and daughter in Cambridge, Massachusetts.